All right, my people, AI is here. So how do we AI proof our life, our businesses, especially our relationships, our physical fitness, our health? So how do we AI proof wealth, health, wisdom, and relationships? From the perspective of replacing your effectiveness. So where we are at, if you've been keeping up, which I know you have, what's going on in the marketplace is that people are referring to, tapping into artificial intelligence. And now AI can do pretty much anything that you and I can do, except for one thing. And that one thing is relationships. So no matter how, at least for now, no matter how advanced, because they say one day, not today, but one day, AI will get to the point where it's able to actually mimic the emotional fortitude, the emotional, repertoire, the emotional capacity of a flesh and blood soul or human. As of today, 2026, it's not the case. It's close, but it cannot come to your house, sit down, engage in a conversation, exchange or swap or switch energy. It does not have, and it hasn't got to the point yet, to our knowledge. Maybe they got something back in the, DARPA or some, secret society somewhere. But to the average individual, to the mom and pop, to, you go to the hood, you won't see a synthetic. You won't see what we see in the movies where it's indistinguishable between artificial reality and authentic reality. We haven't got there. So right now you're in a space, there is an opportunity for you to take advantage of where we are at from a perspective of monetization. That simply means that you are able to now assist people with, let's use the word, moving forward, with the ability to be able to overcome negative habit patterns, with the ability to be able to, connect on an individual basis with people of like mind. So this is relationship marketing, if you want to use that term, where you're able to establish and generate something that's beyond information. And so that is the challenge. That's where we are at. That's where you should be. Regardless of if you're at your 9 to 5, in order for you to keep your 9 to 5, you have to be able to do something that a computer cannot do. So even on the job, remember, people who use AI are going to replace people who don't use AI. So AI cannot replace people yet. So while we are in this gap between AI being able to replace me and you as individual expressions of God on earth, because everything is based upon an algorithm. So the algorithm controls what you see. So there's a shift taking place when it comes to relationship marketing and relationship building from the perspective of the new currency is going to be authenticity or authentic relationships based upon trust. Because you can't trust anybody. Because now every video you see, every book you read, every article, you're going to question, is that AI or is that a human intelligence? So in some places, in some cases, AI intelligence is better. Let's use the word more superior than human intelligence. Like when it comes to, let's say, automating like surgery. So they can get a machine, same thing with some of the robotics in the area of, let's say automotive, where you use a machine to build an automobile. Eventually, supposedly it's coming into the construction area where home building and certain things in the medical, where certain surgeries will be done by robotics. Well, when it comes to relationships, again, like in some of the movies that's coming out, where you can have let's use the word sex bot, or you can have a relationship where you literally have a relationship with a machine or with a computer or with an algorithm versus flesh and blood. But today, right now, as we speak, your mental and your spiritual strategy moving forward is for you to connect with the right people and build the right relationships. That's where we are in 2026. The ability for you to connect with the right people and the ability for you to build a relationship with those people that's based upon mutual love and mutual respect. AI can't touch that. AI cannot touch, again, an individual who's able to connect on a soul level with mind, will, emotion, imagination, and intelligence with another flesh and blood human being. Machines and artificial intelligence is great. It is awesome. You want to take advantage of it. You want to use it. But what we're talking about is next level. The ability to solve problems that you've solved for yourself. So that's what I do. For example, in the area of awareness and consciousness that comes from identity shifting. So AI computers can assist you, but knowing the step-by-step process of not just identifying with the attributes and characteristics that make you, actually receiving, being able, to give yourself permission to make it okay for you to be loved, valued, and respected. Because most of us, it's not okay. For most of us, again, because of the systems and the way that we think, because something's wrong with us. We need to be saved. We need to be changed. We need to be fixed. Most of us have been taught that we're broken. Something's wrong with us. And from the perspective of someone else, that may or may not be true. From my understanding, you are flawed on purpose, for a purpose. So there's no such thing as something being broke. Because it just depends upon the environment that it's placed in. So a fish out of water is broke. A squirrel in the ocean is broke. An eagle underwater is broke. A dolphin on a mountaintop is broke. Because, again, fish are designed to swim. Fish are not designed to fly. Birds are designed to fly. Birds are not designed to swim. So what's going on is there are people who are in the wrong environment. They've knowingly or unknowingly placed themselves in an environment that is not conducive to their own God-given frequencies, waves, verbs, and vibrations, innate attributes and characteristics. So if you do not put yourself in an environment that's conducive to your health, your wealth, your wisdom, and your relationships, you're going to be swimming upstream instead of swimming downstream. So again, if you have to ask, that implies lack. So we're not in now that this level of awareness, you're not asking for anything. You already got everything. So what I'm talking about is embodying. I'm talking about being. So we're coming from a place where we are aware. We're just thankful. And we are creating the electricity and the magnetism of already being. So that AI can't touch that. AI cannot touch a high vibrational individual who's coming from a place of sovereignty, from a place of an identity with source. Because source code is more powerful than the anti-source. So authenticity is more powerful than artificiality. So your ability to solve people's problems because you've solved them for yourself. Your ability to help people get up off the sofa and take action by providing inspiration from your life. Your life should be inspiritas. It should be inspirational. When I look at the things that you've done and the things that you've accomplished, it motivates me. So it helps me. It motivates me. And then the point of the help and the point of the motivation is to get me to a place where I'm getting those same results that you got on my own. On my own. Everything else is just a bunch of idle chatter. Idle chatter. So AI cannot touch someone who shows up in the marketplace and they really truly see your need. They see you. They really see your worth and your value. They're not trying to fix you because you ain't broke. They ain't trying to save you because you ain't lost. They realize that you're flawed on purpose for a purpose. What's going on, Sister Christy Carroll? What's going on, my sister? What's happening, Sister Christy? And so when you get to this level of awareness, Sister Christy, you know that you ain't broke. You're not broken. You're not lost. You don't need to be saved. because you're flawed on purpose, for a purpose. So AI cannot touch an individual who is in a line with a God-given design. AI can only affect you if you are not you. If you've been fake, if you've been phony, if you are following a fad, if you are trying to get money or make money instead of be money. So until you get to a place where you be money, you stop chasing money, you exude money because you are the person who have money. You decided that I am money. And when you are money, that simply means that you have the ability to build a relationship with people. You have the ability to authentically connect with a person's soul. And that connection builds mutual love, mutual trust, mutual respect, mutual value. So you see and you establish love, you establish value, and you establish respect. And it's mutually, because it is iron sharpening iron. So you providing value for that individual, and that individual is providing value for you, because you are able to bring about in spiritas and in theos in the individual, which allows them to get up off the sofa, which inspires them and gives them the enthusiasm to move forward, because you already done it. You got a step-by-step system in place. Now, AI got a step-by-step system, but AI doesn't have what you got. So what you got that AI doesn't got is you got feelings. You have the emotional capacity to transform the emotion and the feeling of what it feels like to be on the other side. There are some people who don't know what it feels like to be on the other side. There's some people who haven't tackled the weight loss game. There's some people who haven't got the degree. There's some people who haven't, got their first job. There's some people who haven't, been on their first date. So all of these challenges, you can go to artificial intelligence, you can go to AI and say, how to get digits or how to lose weight, and it'll tell you. But it's going to be devoid of the inspiration. It's going to be devoid of the enthusiasm. It's going to be devoid of the amplification. What's up, Brother Fennell? What's going on, my brother? What's up, Brother Fennell? And so once you come up and you show up, and remember, AI can't touch you. It can only affect you if you ain't you. If you are artificial, then AI got you. But if you are authentic, because what happens, we're going to connect on a spiritual level. Because there are things in me that's also in you. And we're going to build a relationship based upon mutual love and mutual respect. The attributes and characteristics that we have that are similar. And so then the things that we don't vibe and connect on, maybe we have a different diet. You could be a vegan, or let's say you don't eat seafood and I do, even though I don't. Maybe you like peanut butter and I got a peanut butter allergy. So we may not agree on eating peanut butter, but we do agree on the fact that we live in a world that is, something's wrong, because we're fighting for existence. Again, the air should be free, should be contaminated. Water should be free, you shouldn't have to pay for it. Electricity should be free, you can pull out of thin air. We should live in a place of abundance. There should be no such thing as racism. There should be no such thing. There shouldn't be classism. There shouldn't be nobody living in poverty. Everybody should have the basics: running water, roof over the head, school, medication, all those. I think it's Sweden or Finland or somewhere, Norway, one of those countries where education is free. Everybody has access to basic housing. Now, if you want above and beyond, why? That's your birthright. So abundance is your birthright. So everybody has to get to that mindset. Abundance, all I got to do is do this. Abundant. So if you're not, remember, if you're asking, the fact that you believe you have to ask means that you have lack. So I had to get out of that too. I had to get out of the idea that I need to ask for help. I don't need help. I need to get out of the idea that I need to ask to be fixed. I don't need to be fixed. I had to get out of the idea that I was broken, that I was worthless, because I grew up in a religious home like most people, that I was a worthless, deadbeat sinner, and I was on my way. I had nothing of value. I have nothing of worth. So I couldn't receive. I could give. It was easy for me to give to other people, but it was hard for me to receive because why would you help me? I'm well done. I'm a worthless sinner. Why would you give anything to me? So it was very difficult. I still struggle with that a little bit. But the point of today's message is to understand when you get to a place where you understand that you don't want to be artificial. You use artificial intelligence, but you're not artificial intelligence. That's a big difference. So the presence and the absence of artificial intelligence doesn't affect your day. So I can write a book with artificial intelligence, and I can do what I've been doing for the 30 plus years before artificial intelligence came up. I was writing books without artificial intelligence. So if they decide to remove artificial intelligence today, I'm good. If they decide to make artificial intelligence available for everybody, I'm good. With or without. The same thing in relationships. Same thing with your job. Everything in life, you have to have that disposition. Now, you got your boo-boo. So you should be good with your boo-boo and without your boo-boo. You prefer, as do I, that the love is mutual. That people see my worth and my value the same way I see theirs. But people change. You can't control other people. But you can control yourself. You have worth and you have value. So when you get to a place where you exude way more energy than you assume, than you consume. So you are an asset. You're no longer a liability. So an asset means I have worth and value. I have something to give. And you show up every day with that mindset. The mindset is I am the solution. If you wake up every morning and say, I'm not AI. Now you can use AI to assist you with formulating, structuring, articulating the solution, but boo-boo. AI is not your God. AI is not the solution. You are the solution. Because what did you do before AI showed up? What did you do before you got in a relationship with your dream boo-boo? What did you do before you got your dream job? What did you do before? See, you had a prior existence with the big G, with God. So many of us have forgotten that we are begotten. So the future, which is really already now, in order for you to be, again, irreplaceable. Could you imagine being so valuable that I couldn't replace you? Could you imagine if you built your whole identity on relevancy? Could you imagine if you were relevant? Could you imagine if you established in your brain that I am? I'm not trying to get it. I am it. I am relevant. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if you live your life and you showed up in everywhere you went, in every relationship, you were relevant? Could you imagine? AI cannot replace relevancy. AI cannot replace relevancy. AI cannot replace trust. AI cannot replace authenticity. AI is an algorithm. It cannot replace, it cannot touch authentic. It cannot replace, and it cannot touch trust, and it cannot replace relevancy. See, when you're not relevant, now relevant means a state of being important. It's a state. It's a mental disposition. You know it. You ain't got to wish for it. It's not what you do, it's what you be. Relevant means that I know I matter. Relevant means I know I got worth and I got value. Relevant means I know I can solve problems. Relevant means I know I have something to offer. You may not see my relevancy, but I see my relevancy, and I know I have relevancy. I know I'm relevant. AI cannot touch you, bro. AI cannot touch you just when you are 100% authentically you. When you show up every day with no excuses. And sure, you can use fads, but you're not a fad. You're not a gimmick. You're not a trinket. You ain't nobody's token, nothing. You're not something to be played with. Boo-boo, you have value. You have worth. See, we have reduced ourselves down to being irrelevant. I mean, not you personally, but people you know. Your job is to get back to the place where you are 100% relevant. Now, what does that mean to be 100% relevant? And this is where the rubber meets the road, because this is what AI is doing. AI is causing people to doubt their relevancy. Because, like, as a writer, as a creator, like, everything that I do, AI can do. And AI can do it almost better than me. But AI ain't me. So I know that AI cannot build. AI may solve the same problem. In other words, AI can write the same book that I can write. But AI cannot put the personal real life experiences into the book that I can put into the book, because AI did not live. AI did not go through. AI did not have the feelings that I had. So those feelings is what we connect with. We connect because we are emotional people. We are emotional beings. We are spiritual beings. We have feelings. We have emotions. So the emotion, the pain, the joy, the whole gamut of emotions that I've experienced, that you experience on a daily basis, the highs and the lows, that's what makes us human. We are gods, we are spirits trapped in an anti-spiritual dirt suit. Simply means that the attributes and characteristics, my superpowers, are limited. They are dumbed down. So that way I don't perceive, according to the electrical magnetic spectrum. I and you, we only perceive less than 1% we're only using 1% or less of our superpowers. So we have all of these skills, but we can't use them. And so we believe now that we are skillless. We really believe that, okay, I don't have no more skills. I don't have nothing to offer. I can't navigate through this space that I'm in, Brother Fennell. But as you know, Brother Fennell, we're in this world, but we're not of this world. We're pilgrims passing through, especially us melanated individuals. So we have this treasure hidden in earthen vessels. What is this treasure? Christ in you. So iron sharpens iron. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a community of iron workers sharpening iron workers. So one can put 1,000 to flight, two can put 10,000 to flight. So one standing alone is easily defeated. Two standing back to back can conquer. A three-stranded cord is not easily broken. This is the law of multiplicity. So again, the law of large numbers. So when you get a group of people, like, it's easy to bump you off if you are standing over there by yourself. But when you're in a group, when you establish this hive mind, when you establish this collected consciousness, when you got a group of like-minded people seeking the deeper aspects of life and godliness, when you bring this group together, iron sharpens iron. This is the law of exponentiality. This is how movements are started and made. And it's all based around getting rid of this myth and this ideal that states something's wrong with you, that you need to be fixed, because that implies something's wrong. That's not a problem. We have an identity problem. We identify with the flesh. We don't identify with the spirit. So everything starts with identity. So you have to learn how to build, and you have to learn how to AI-proof your own identity. So you don't get switched into depending upon another person, another place, or another thing. Never put the keys to your happiness in somebody else's pocket. Sure, if somebody want to pull alongside of you and assist you, that's the whole point of the 1,000 for 1,000. It's 1,000 people coming together to establish, again, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Why? Because we are all individual expressions of the one. So when all of us come together, we're reminding ourselves of the significance of the self. Because we are all individual expressions of the source. So we're all having the attributes and characteristics of source. And that attribute is expressed as abundance. Now, abundance is an identity that says, I have. And then just fill in the blank. That's what the word I am means. So I am blank, I am. So when Moses asked God what was his name before he went to deal with Pharaoh, God said, tell them I am that I am. What's that mean though? It means I am, fill in the blank, I am. So whatever you need, I am. So are you. Because Jesus said, the things I have done, you shall do, and even greater things. So Jesus is our elder brother. Yahushua HaMashiach, again, he gave us the Ruach and the Pneuma. So you have received this spirit from on high. So that way you can oscillate and vibrate as an ambassador, as a representative, as a joint heir. So you're here to represent God on earth. So if I see you, do I see God? Yeah, that's tough. When I see you, if I look at you, if I listen to you talk, if I follow you around with a secret camera, follow you, do you carry yourself as an individual expression of God on earth? Do you talk like God, walk like God? Do you, again, exude the energy when you walk into a room? Do you walk as one having authority? Do you speak as one having authority? Or do you speak as somebody who's broken, lost, confused, desperate, thirsty, broke? How do you see yourself? When you look in the mirror, what do you see? When you look in the mirror, if you don't see God, you're in trouble, because you're going to look to artificial intelligence. You're going to look outside of yourself to find the thing that's buried and hidden inside of the self. Because the kingdom of God is within, according to the very scripture that you're looking for. The very thing that you're looking for, you already got. And to him that have an understanding that he already has everything that he needs for life and godliness, he gets more. Because you attract where you're at. So if you're at a low vibrational state, if you're at a false identity state, then you're going to attract that. Artificial intelligence, with all of its advantages, can never replace the love, the joy, the enthusiasm, the inspiration, the connection, the warmth that another real life, flesh and blood human being can provide. The ability for you to establish and build relationships with other people. I'm not saying being used, being abused, allowing people to run over you just for the sake of connection. Shouldn't have to say that, but we do. Because remember, you have everything that you need for life and godliness. And you're connecting with other people who have everything that they need for life and godliness. It's iron sharpening iron. Nobody is codependent upon someone else. We're all single, standing columns of waves that have solidified as an individual particle. This is scalar physics. This is particle physics. You're coming from a wave state down to a particle state. And you're able to go back from the particle state back up to the wave state. You can collapse down into any particle. That means any frequency, wave, verbal, vibration. I just recommend that you collapse into the frequency, wave, verbal, vibration. That's in line with your God-given design. Because if you collapse a wave that's in line with your God-given design, you're guaranteed to shine. So brothers and sisters, make sure that you become a part of the 1000 for 1000, where you get access to my entire library, my entire legacy, where you're able to go through and again get the one book a day, $1 a day, one book a day. So that when we go through these books, you also have the ability to ask me questions along with the group classes that we're going to be doing as we move forward in 2026. So all of the benefits that comes with each one of the areas. Again, you get in where you fit in. We talked about this yesterday when establishing the fact that everybody on this call, regardless of your level of awareness, your ability to come in as and gain access to this information is all the stuff that's coming out right now on the Epstein files and cryptocurrency and everything that's going on in the world today, I've already discussed. I was talking about this. My boy Dr. Khalif was sharing stuff with me about telomeres. And I remember I put in my book on telomeres that I did. So everything that's coming out, I've already discussed. Now again, obviously, I'm not always trying to, toot my own horn, but at the same time, greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. I'm just thankful that the Big G shine light and allowed me to see. So you want to get in where you fit in. You can get in on the daily seeker level. It's only $1 a day. Weekly scholar, $7 a week. Monthly initiate, $30 a month. Or legacy collection, legacy builder. It's a one-time payment of $1,000. So brothers and sisters, you already know. Get in where you fit in. Love you. We're going to sit at the top. Inside, 1,000 for 1,000. It's only for the first 1,000 people. Once we get to 1,000, the doors are closed. So let's go.